awaken, its magic responding to Eldric's song. The villagers watched in awe, their fear and prejudice melting away as they witnessed the dragon's true gift. Eldric's music continued, weaving through the air like a living thread of enchantment, and soon, the entire land of Eldoria was revived. The rivers ran full and clear, the fields flourished, and the forests were lush once more. As the last note of Eldric's melody faded, the villagers erupted in cheers, their hearts full of gratitude and wonder. They approached Eldric with apologies and offers of friendship, their eyes filled with newfound respect. "We were wrong to fear you," the village elder said. "Your music has saved us. Thank you, Eldric." Eldric's eyes shone with tears of joy. "It was Lila who saw the truth of my gift. She believed in me when no one else did." From that day on, Eldric was celebrated as a hero in Eldoria. The villagers learned to appreciate the beauty of his music and the magic it brought. They no longer saw him as a fearsome dragon but as a cherished member of their community. And Lila, with her brave heart and kind spirit, became known as the dragon's friend, a symbol of understanding and harmony between all creatures. Eldoria thrived under the care of its newfound guardian, and the enchanted forest became a place of joy and celebration, where the music of Eldric and the laughter of the villagers danced together under the stars. And so, the dragon's melody lived on, a reminder that true magic lies not in appearances but in the harmony of hearts. Once upon a time, in a quaint village nestled at the base of a misty mountain, there was a hidden garden known only to a few. This was not just any garden, it was a clockwork garden, where every flower and tree was a marvel of intricate gears and delicate mechanisms. The garden was said to be the creation of a brilliant inventor who had vanished many years ago, leaving behind only whispered legends. In this village lived a young girl named Amelia. Amelia was known for her inquisitive mind and a passion for fixing things. She often spent her time tinkering with old machines and clocks, dreaming of finding the clockwork garden and uncovering its secrets. One autumn morning, Amelia was exploring the village's attic when she stumbled upon a dusty, old journal. Its cover was embossed with golden gears and clock faces. Flipping through the pages, she discovered detailed sketches of the clockwork garden and a map leading to it. Excitedly, Amelia realized that this was her chance to discover the garden and learn its mysteries. Armed with the journal and the map, Amelia set out on her journey. She followed the map through the lush forest, over babbling brooks, and up winding paths until she reached a hidden gate covered in vines. The gate was adorned with intricate clockwork designs in a large, ornate keyhole. Amelia took a deep breath and examined the journal. There, she found a small, golden key tucked into a special compartment. The key fit perfectly into the gate's keyhole. With a turn, the gate creaked open, revealing the clockwork garden in all its splendor. The garden was a marvel of precision and beauty. Flowers with petals like tiny clock faces bloomed in radiant colors, and trees with twisting branches moved like the hands of a giant clock. Gentle humming filled the air as gears turned and springs clicked in harmonious rhythm. In the center of the garden stood a grand clock tower, its face shimmering with a magical light. Amelia was mesmerized by the sight and began exploring the garden, her eyes wide with wonder. She noticed that each plant seemed to be synchronized with the grand clock tower, and the whole garden operated like a perfectly tuned machine. As she wandered, Amelia discovered a small, rusted door at the base of the clock tower. It had a delicate gear mechanism that seemed to have been neglected for years. Using her skills, Amelia carefully cleaned and oiled the gears until they moved smoothly. With a satisfying click, the door opened, revealing a spiral staircase leading up to the tower's top. Climbing the stairs, Amelia reached the top and found a room filled with mechanical birds, their wings folded in rest. In the center of the room was an old, dusty workbench with blueprints and tools scattered across it. Amelia realized this must have been where the inventor had worked. As she examined the blueprints, she saw a drawing of a complex mechanism that seemed to control the garden's magic. It was clear that the clockwork garden had once been a place of wonder, but it had fallen into disrepair after the inventor's disappearance. Amelia knew what she had to do. She spent the next few days repairing and fine-tuning the mechanisms, using her knowledge and the blueprints as her guide. Slowly but surely, the garden began to come back to life. Flowers bloomed brighter, the trees swayed with renewed vigor, and the clock tower's face shone with a brilliant light. One evening, as Amelia put the finishing touches on her repairs, the garden's magic seemed to reach a crescendo. The mechanical birds awoke and began to sing a melodious tune, filling the garden with a beautiful symphony. Amelia felt a sense of accomplishment and joy as the garden's magic restored itself. As she was about to leave, a gentle, elderly man appeared before her. His eyes twinkled with gratitude, and he wore a suit adorned with gears and cogs. He introduced himself as the inventor, who had been in hiding, waiting for someone with the right heart and skill to restore his creation. "Thank you, Amelia," he said warmly. "You've not only restored the garden but also breathed new life into it. The magic of the garden is now yours to protect." With that, the inventor disappeared into the mist, leaving Amelia with a small, ornate key, the key to the garden's heart. She returned to her village, where she shared the story of her adventure and the garden's wonders. The Clockwork Garden became a place of inspiration and joy for the villagers. Amelia continued to visit, caring for the garden and ensuring its magic remained vibrant. Her story became a legend, a reminder that true magic often lies in the harmony of creativity, skill, and a kind heart. And so, the Clockwork Garden thrived, a beacon of wonder and enchantment, and Amelia lived happily ever after, always guided by the rhythms of the magical garden she had revived. And they all lived happily ever after. Once upon a time, in a coastal kingdom where the land met the sea, there was a magnificent underwater realm known as the Sea of Wishes. This enchanted sea was a place of wonders, where the water shimmered with 1,000 colors, and magical creatures swam among gardens of coral and pearls. At the heart of the Sea of Wishes lay a grand palace made of seashells and precious gems, where the benevolent Starfish Prince ruled. Prince Marlin, the Starfish Prince, was known for his wisdom and kindness. His kingdom was prosperous, and his people lived in harmony. The Sea of Wishes was believed to grant one special wish to those who proved their hearts were true and their intentions pure. However, a dark shadow had begun to creep into the sea, causing the once clear waters to cloud and the magical creatures to grow weary. In a quaint village by the shore lived a young girl named Lila. Lila was known for her love of the ocean and her adventurous spirit. She often dreamed of exploring the depths of the sea and discovering its mysteries. When the villagers spoke of the Sea of Wishes losing its magic, Lila decided she would embark on a quest to help the Starfish Prince and restore the sea's enchantment. One morning, with the sea breeze guiding her, Lila set out on a small boat. She followed a map that her grandmother had once shown her, a map said to lead to the entrance of the Sea of Wishes. After a long journey, Lila finally reached a hidden cove where a shimmering portal to the underwater realm awaited her. With a deep breath, Lila dove into the sparkling waters and was greeted by a school of friendly dolphins who guided her deeper into the sea. Soon, she arrived at the gates of the Starfish Palace, where the royal guards, elegant seahorses, welcomed her. "Greetings, brave traveler," said a golden seahorse named Coral. "To enter the palace and meet Prince Marlin, you must first solve a challenge that will test your heart and courage." The challenge was to navigate through the Maze of Echoes, a labyrinth filled with twisting passages and illusions. The maze was designed to reflect the fears and doubts of those who entered. Lila took a deep breath and stepped into the maze, determined to face whatever lay ahead. As she navigated the maze, she encountered illusions of stormy seas and dark, menacing creatures. Each time, she reminded herself of her true purpose and her love for the sea. Her unwavering resolve helped her see through the illusions and find the true path. After what felt like hours, Lila emerged from the Maze of Echoes and arrived at the grand hall of the Starfish Palace. There, at the center of the room, was Prince Marlin, his star-shaped form glowing with a gentle light. "Welcome, Lila," Prince Marlin said, his voice as soothing as the ocean waves. "You have proven your courage and sincerity. The Sea of Wishes has been troubled by a shadow that darkens its waters and dims its magic. To restore the sea's enchantment, you must find the heart of the sea, a magical pearl hidden deep within a coral reef." Prince Marlin handed Lila a shimmering sea lantern that would light her way and guide her to the heart of the sea. With a grateful heart, Lila set off to find the hidden pearl. Guided by the sea lantern, Lila swam through vibrant coral gardens and swam with majestic sea creatures. After a long search, she discovered a hidden cavern adorned with glowing sea anemones and twinkling starfish. At the heart of the cavern, nestled among the corals, was the heart of the sea, a magnificent pearl that pulsed with a soothing light. As Lila reached out to take the pearl, she felt a surge of warmth and energy. The pearl's light grew brighter, dispelling the shadow that had plagued the Sea of Wishes. The water around her began to sparkle, and the magical creatures of the sea rejoiced. Lila returned to the Starfish Palace with the heart of the sea. Prince Marlin received the pearl with gratitude and placed it in a special chamber within the palace. The sea's magic was restored, and the waters sparkled with renewed brilliance. The Sea of Wishes flourished once more, and the shadow that had darkened it was gone. Prince Marlin thanked Lila for her bravery and selflessness. As a token of his gratitude, he granted her a special wish. Lila wished for the Sea of Wishes to remain a place of magic and wonder, where anyone with a pure heart could find joy and hope. The Starfish Prince granted her wish, and the Sea of Wishes became even more beautiful and magical. Lila returned to her village with stories of her adventure, and the villagers celebrated her as a hero. From that day on, the Sea of Wishes continued to shimmer with magic, and the tale of Lila's bravery and the Starfish Prince became a cherished legend. It reminded everyone that even in the darkest times, the light of hope and courage could restore magic and bring happiness to all. In the heart of a lush, green valley, there was a quaint village called Bramblewood. The villagers lived in harmony, surrounded by rolling hills and vibrant meadows. At the edge of the village stood an ancient orchard, known for its fruit that was said to be touched by magic. The trees in the orchard bore fruit of every color imaginable, but the magic of the orchard had faded over time, and the once bountiful trees now yielded only a few fruits each year. A young girl named Eliza lived in Bramblewood. Eliza was known for her kindness and her love for nature. She often visited the orchard, tending to the trees and dreaming of the days when the orchard was full of life. One crisp autumn morning, Eliza discovered an old, hidden path behind the orchard that led to a small, ivy-covered cottage. Curious, she approached the cottage and knocked on the door. An elderly woman with a warm smile answered. Her name was Mabel, and she was the last guardian of the orchard's magic. Mabel revealed that the orchard's magic had been lost because the heart of the orchard, a mystical crystal known as the Everglow Gem, had been stolen many years ago by a mischievous spirit. The quest for the Everglow Gem. Mabel explained that the only way to restore the orchard's magic was to retrieve the Everglow Gem from the spirit's lair deep in the misty forest. She told Eliza that the journey would be challenging and required bravery, wisdom, and a pure heart. Determined to restore the magic of the orchard, Eliza set off on her quest with a small satchel of provisions and a map Mabel provided. She followed the map into the misty forest, where fog clung to the trees and the air was filled with mysterious sounds. The challenge of bravery. As Eliza ventured deeper into the forest, she came across a rickety bridge spanning a deep chasm. The bridge creaked ominously, and below, the chasm was filled with swirling mist. Eliza knew she had to cross it to continue her quest. Taking a deep breath, Eliza carefully crossed the bridge, each step echoing through the chasm. Halfway across, the bridge began to sway dangerously. Eliza's heart raced, but she remembered Mabel's words about bravery. Focusing on her goal and steadying her nerves, she made it safely to the other side. The challenge of wisdom. On the other side of the chasm, Eliza found a grand oak tree with a door carved into its trunk. Inside was a cozy room with shelves lined with books and scrolls. An old, wise owl named Orin awaited her. Orin was the guardian of the spirit's lair and would test her wisdom before allowing her to proceed. Orin presented Eliza with a riddle. I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with wind. What am I? Eliza pondered the riddle, recalling the sound she had heard in the forest. After a moment, she answered, an echo. Orin nodded, pleased with her answer, and provided her with a magical feather. This feather would light her way through the darkness and reveal hidden paths. the challenge of compassion with the magical feather in hand, Eliza followed a winding path to a clearing where the spirit's lair was hidden. There, she found a small, trembling creature, an ethereal, glowing sprite trapped in a net of thorny vines. The sprite was crying softly, its light dimming. Eliza approached the sprite with compassion, gently freeing it from the vines. The sprite, though weak, expressed gratitude and revealed that it had been guarding the Everglow gem for many years. The spirit who had taken the gem was not truly evil, but had been tricked into taking it by a dark enchantress. The spirit's redemption. Eliza and the sprite followed the feather's light to the spirit's lair, a shimmering cavern deep in the forest. The spirit, a swirling mist-like creature with eyes full of sorrow, was holding the Everglow gem. Eliza spoke to the spirit with kindness, explaining the importance of the gem and the harm it had caused. Moved by Eliza's compassion and understanding, the spirit admitted its mistake and willingly returned the Everglow gem. The spirit had been misled by the enchantress, who had promised to make the spirit powerful in exchange for the gem. Restoring the magic with the Everglow gem safely in hand, Eliza returned to the orchard. Mabel welcomed her with a joyful smile and guided her in placing the gem in the heart of the orchard. As soon as the gem was set in place, a brilliant light spread through the trees, and the orchard came alive with vibrant colors and rich, fragrant fruit. The once faded orchard was now flourishing with life, and the villagers of Bramblewood rejoiced. They celebrated Eliza's bravery, wisdom, and compassion, which had restored the orchard's magic and brought prosperity back to their village. A legacy of magic. Eliza's story became a cherished legend in Bramblewood, inspiring future generations to embrace bravery, wisdom, and compassion. The orchard continued to thrive, its magic a reminder of the pure-hearted girl who had restored its enchantment. And so, in the magical village of Bramblewood, the enchanted orchard remained a symbol of hope and renewal, its fruits a testament to the power of kindness and the magic of a courageous heart. The end. In a faraway land, nestled between towering mountains and serene lakes, lay the village of Everwood. Everwood was known for its lush meadows, vibrant markets, and the heartwarming tales of magic that had been passed down through generations. But the most enchanting story of all was about the mystical locket that could grant a single, heartfelt wish. The locket had been lost for many years, and the villagers believed it was only a legend. Yet, the story lived on in their hearts, especially for a young girl named Elara. Elara was kind and adventurous, known for her generous spirit and her unyielding hope. She lived with her grandmother, who had shared the tale of the locket with her since she was little. One crisp autumn morning, Elara's peaceful life was interrupted by troubling news. The village's beautiful river, which provided water for the crops and kept the land fertile, had begun to dry up. Without it, the villagers faced a harsh winter and poor harvests. The elders gathered and spoke of an ancient prophecy that suggested the return of the enchanted locket might be the key to saving their land. Elara's heart leapt with both hope and determination. She decided she would find the locket to restore the river and help her village. With a small bag of supplies and her grandmother's old compass, she set out on her journey. The path to finding the locket was said to be fraught with challenges and magical creatures. As Elara ventured into the whispering woods, where the trees murmured secrets and psalms, she encountered her first test. A mischievous sprite named Puck appeared, fluttering about and playing tricks. Puck blocked Elara's path with a playful grin. "To proceed, you must answer my riddle," he said. Elara, though nervous, nodded in agreement. Puck asked, "What can travel around the world while staying in a corner?" Elara thought for a moment and then answered, "A stamp." Puck clapped his tiny hands and laughed. "Well done. You may pass." With Puck's blessing, Elara continued her journey. As she made her way through the forest, she discovered an ancient stone archway covered in glowing runes. The runes seemed to pulse with a soft light, and Elara sensed they were guiding her. Following the runes, Elara arrived at a moonlit glade where a majestic unicorn was drinking from a crystal-clear spring. The unicorn looked up and spoke in a gentle voice, "To find the enchanted locket, you must show true bravery and kindness. Only then will the path be revealed." Elara, moved by the unicorn's words, offered her last piece of bread to the unicorn. I faced many challenges, but this is a small token of my gratitude for your guidance." The unicorn's eyes sparkled with approval, and it stepped aside to reveal a hidden path behind the spring. Elara followed the path until she reached a mysterious, ancient cave. Inside the cave was a labyrinth of twisting passages and glowing, enchanted walls. At the heart of the labyrinth, Elara found a pedestal with a velvet cushion upon it. The enchanted locket lay atop the cushion, its surface shimmering with a soft, magical light. Elara's heart raced with excitement as she carefully lifted the locket. Just then, a shadowy figure emerged from the darkness, a sorceress named Morgana, who had been searching for the locket to use its magic for her own gain. Morgana's eyes glinted with greed as she approached Elara. "I see you found the locket," Morgana sneered. "Hand it over, and I might spare you." Elara, though frightened, stood her ground. "This locket belongs to the people of Everwood. I won't let you use it for your own selfish purposes." Morgana tried to seize the locket with a wave of her hand, but Elara, guided by her bravery and the strength of her heart, held on tightly. As they struggled, the locket began to glow brighter, reacting to the purity of Elara's intentions. The glow grew so intense that it surrounded Elara and Morgana, creating a protective barrier. Morgana, overwhelmed by the light, was forced to retreat. With a final glare, she vanished into the shadows, leaving the locket and Elara unharmed. Elara took a deep breath and clasped the locket. She closed her eyes and made a heartfelt wish for the river to flow again and for her village to be saved. The locket responded with a brilliant burst of light, and Elara felt a warm, reassuring presence envelop her. When she returned to Everwood, the river had begun to flow again, its waters sparkling and fresh. The village erupted in joy, celebrating Elara's bravery and the return of their precious river. The crops thrived, and the people were filled with renewed hope and gratitude. Elara's grandmother embraced her, tears of pride in her eyes. "You have restored not just the river but the spirit of our village. You've made our story come alive." From that day forward, the legend of the enchanted locket became a cherished tale in Everwood, and Elara's courage and kindness were celebrated by all. The locket was returned to its rightful place in the village's care, a symbol of the magic that lived within their hearts. And so, in the land of Everwood, where the river sparkled and the crops flourished, the people lived happily ever after, always remembering the tale of the brave girl who saved their home with a wish and a pure heart. The end. Once upon a time, in a picturesque kingdom known as Eldoria, there was a dense and mysterious forest called the Forest of Echoes. This enchanted forest was famous for its whispering trees, whose voices were said to carry the secrets and wisdom of the ages. The forest had a magical allure, but it was also known to be treacherous, with many who ventured too deep never returning. In the nearby village of Briarwood lived a courageous young woman named Lila. Lila was known for her adventurous spirit and her insatiable curiosity. Her family had told her stories of the forest's magic, but she had always been wary of its dangers. However, when a terrible drought struck Briarwood, threatening the village's crops and water supply, Lila decided that she must venture into the Forest of Echoes to seek a solution. One evening, as the sun set and the first stars appeared in the sky, Lila prepared for her journey. She packed a small satchel with supplies, a flask of water, a map of the forest, a lantern, and a journal for noting any important discoveries. She kissed her parents goodbye and set out towards the forest with a determined heart. As Lila entered the Forest of Echoes, the trees seemed to hum with an ancient melody. The path was winding and dimly lit by the fading light. Lila followed the path marked on her map, but soon, the trees began to shift and rearrange themselves, creating an ever-changing maze. She took a deep breath, remembering the tales she had heard. The whispers of the forest were said to hold clues, but they could be misleading if one was not careful. The first whisper she heard was soft and elusive. To find what you seek, listen to the stars and follow their lead. Lila looked up at the night sky, where the stars twinkled like diamonds. She noticed a constellation that seemed to form an arrow pointing deeper into the forest. Trusting the celestial guide, she followed the direction indicated by the stars. As she walked further, she encountered a clearing bathed in moonlight. In the center of the clearing was a shimmering pool of water, surrounded by flowers that glowed with a soft, otherworldly light. The water was crystal clear, but as Lila approached, she saw that the pool was encircled by thorny vines. Another whisper floated through the air, "To clear the way, show your heart's true desire." Lila understood that she needed to prove her sincerity. She reached into her satchel and pulled out the flask of water she had brought. With careful consideration, she poured the water into the pool, hoping it would help reveal the path. As the water touched the surface, the vines began to retract, revealing a hidden path leading to a small, ancient stone bridge. Crossing the bridge, Lila entered a lush grove where the air was filled with the scent of blooming flowers. In the center of the grove stood an old, gnarled tree with a door carved into its trunk. The door was adorned with intricate symbols and an inscription that read, "The heart that seeks must speak the truth." Lila hesitated for a moment, then took a deep breath and spoke aloud, "I seek to save my village from the drought. I ask for your guidance and help to find a solution." The door creaked open, and inside was a small chamber illuminated by glowing orbs. On a pedestal in the center of the chamber rested an ancient tome bound in gold. As Lila approached, the tome opened on its own, revealing a page with a recipe for a powerful potion that could restore life to barren lands and purify polluted water. Lila carefully read the instructions and realized that the potion required 3 key ingredients: the essence of moonlight, a drop of stardust, and a sprig of rare forest herbs. She took note of these ingredients and knew she had to find them to complete the potion. The first ingredient, the essence of moonlight, was obtained by capturing the light of the full moon in a special crystal vial that she found in the chamber. The second, stardust, was gathered from a shooting star that streaked across the sky as Lila watched from the grove. The third ingredient, the rare forest herbs, was discovered in a hidden nook of the forest where the flowers glowed brightly. With the ingredients in hand, Lila returned to the stone bridge and crossed back to the clearing with the shimmering pool. Following the potion's recipe, she mixed the ingredients in a cauldron she found hidden beneath the roots of an ancient tree. As she stirred, the potion glowed with a vibrant, golden light. Carrying the potion carefully, Lila made her way back to Briarwood. The villagers greeted her with hopeful eyes, and she poured the potion into the village's well. As the potion flowed into the water, the ground began to tremble gently, and the skies cleared. Rain began to fall gently over the village, nourishing the crops and filling the streams. The village rejoiced as life and prosperity returned. Lila was hailed as a hero, and the tale of her bravery and the magic of the Forest of Echoes became a cherished story in Briarwood. The forest, once feared, was now seen as a place of wisdom and wonder, guiding those who sought its help with pure intentions. And so, the legend of Lila and the Enchanted Forest was passed down through generations, a reminder of the courage it takes to seek out magic and the power of hope in the face of adversity. Once upon a time, in a realm where the skies were perpetually bathed in twilight hues, there existed a wondrous land known as the Kingdom of Light. This kingdom was renowned for its breathtaking beauty, where the sun always seemed to be setting in a cascade of golden and crimson hues. The heart of the kingdom was the Grand Observatory, where the brightest minds studied the stars and their mysteries. The kingdom was ruled by a wise and gentle queen named Seraphina. She was beloved by her people for her kindness and her dedication to keeping the kingdom's light shining brightly. Queen Seraphina's greatest treasure was the Celestial Star, a magical star that hovered above the Grand Observatory and provided the kingdom with its eternal twilight glow. The star was said to hold the power to maintain harmony and balance in the realm. One fateful night, as the kingdom prepared for the annual Festival of Lights, a sudden storm swept through the land. The winds howled, the skies darkened, and the celestial star flickered ominously. Despite the efforts of the kingdom's finest astronomers and wizards, the star began to dim and, with a final flash, vanished from the sky. Without the celestial star's light, the Kingdom of Light fell into darkness. The once vibrant landscapes became shadowy and cold, and the people's spirits began to wane. Queen Seraphina, heartbroken but resolute, knew that she had to find the lost star and restore the kingdom's light. She gathered her most trusted advisors and set off on a quest to retrieve the celestial star. Accompanying the queen were 3 loyal companions: Finian, a brave knight, Elara, a gifted enchantress, and Joran, a clever and resourceful scholar. Together, they journeyed through the land, following clues and ancient prophecies that hinted at the star's whereabouts. Their first destination was the Whispering Woods, a mystical forest known for its elusive creatures and enigmatic whispers. As they ventured into the woods, they encountered a wise old tree named Elderwood, who spoke in riddles. Elderwood told them, "To find what you seek, you must seek within, for the path to the star lies beneath the skin." Puzzled but determined, Queen Seraphina and her companions continued their search. In the heart of the Whispering Woods, they discovered a hidden cave, its entrance obscured by overgrown vines. Inside the cave, they found a series of intricate puzzles and challenges that tested their wits and courage. Elara used her magical abilities to decipher ancient runes and unlock hidden passages. Finian's strength and bravery helped them overcome physical obstacles, while Joran's sharp intellect solved complex riddles. After overcoming these trials, they reached a chamber filled with glowing crystals that resonated with a gentle, familiar light. The crystals revealed a map showing the path to the next stage of their journey, the Moonlit Lake. According to the map, the lake held the key to finding the celestial star. As they approached the Moonlit Lake, they were greeted by a celestial swan named Leora, who guarded the lake and its secrets. Leora spoke with a voice as soothing as the night breeze. "To reach the star, you must prove your hearts are true. Only by embracing the light within can you find the way through." Queen Seraphina and her companions reflected on Leora's words. They realized that the journey had not only tested their skills but also their character. They had faced their fears, helped one another, and remained steadfast in their quest. Leora guided them across the shimmering waters of the Moonlit Lake to a hidden island in the center. On the island was a pedestal with a beautiful, radiant orb, the heart of the moon. The orb pulsed with a gentle light, which seemed to resonate with the celestial star. As Queen Seraphina touched the heart of the moon, the orb's light expanded, forming a bridge of shimmering stardust leading to the sky. The bridge connected them to a hidden realm above the clouds, where the lost celestial star was held captive by a dark sorcerer named Malakar. Malakar had stolen the celestial star, hoping to harness its power for his own dark purposes. When Seraphina and her companions confronted him, Malakar was taken aback by their bravery and the purity of their intentions. The confrontation was intense, but with the combined strength of Finian's sword, Elara's spells, and Joran's clever tactics, they managed to defeat Malakar and free the celestial star. The star, once again free, shone brightly with a renewed brilliance. It floated gracefully back to the grand observatory, and as it settled into its place in the sky, the Kingdom of Light was bathed in its warm, golden glow once more. The darkness lifted, and the kingdom rejoiced in the restoration of their beloved light. Queen Seraphina and her companions returned to the kingdom as heroes. The Festival of Lights was celebrated with even greater joy than before, honoring their bravery and the unity that had saved their land. The celestial star once again shone brightly, and the kingdom thrived in the gentle twilight. Its people forever grateful for the courage and wisdom of their queen and her loyal friends. And so, the Kingdom of Light continued to flourish under the watchful glow of the celestial star, a reminder that even in the darkest times, the light within one's heart can guide the way. Once upon a time, in a kingdom nestled between rolling hills and a deep, ancient forest, there was a grand castle ruled by King Cedric. The kingdom was known for its lush gardens, sparkling rivers, and the legendary whispering tree that stood in the heart of the enchanted forest. The tree was said to hold ancient secrets and wisdom, but only those with pure hearts could understand its whispers. King Cedric had a daughter named Princess Eliza, who was as brave as she was kind. One day, the kingdom was struck by a terrible drought, and the once thriving lands began to wither. The people feared that the whispering tree's magic, which was said to bring prosperity to the land, had been lost or stolen. Desperate to save her people, Princess Eliza decided to embark on a quest to find out what had happened to the whispering tree and restore its magic. Her father, though worried, knew she was the only one brave enough for the task. He gave her a magical amulet that would protect her and guide her on her journey. Princess Eliza set out early one morning, her heart full of determination. As she ventured into the enchanted forest, the trees seemed to part for her, guiding her deeper into their ancient depths. She soon came across a shimmering river, where she met a friendly, talking fish named Finn. Finn was troubled and revealed that the river, which was once clear and full of life, had grown dark and murky. "The Whispering Tree's magic has been stolen," Finn said. "I saw dark shadows moving towards the heart of the forest. You must hurry." Thanking Finn, Princess Eliza continued her journey. The forest grew denser and darker, but the amulet around her neck glowed brightly, lighting her path. She soon arrived at a grove where she encountered a wise old turtle named Tiberius. Tiberius was known for his knowledge of the forest and its secrets. To find the Whispering Tree, Tiberius said, "You must face 3 trials. The first trial is the trial of courage. You must cross the Bridge of Shadows, which tests the bravery of all who attempt it." Princess Eliza approached the Bridge of Shadows, a narrow, rickety bridge suspended over a deep chasm. The shadows below seemed to twist and writhe, creating an eerie and frightening atmosphere. Taking a deep breath, Princess Eliza stepped onto the bridge. Her courage guided her through, and despite the terrifying shadows, she crossed safely. Her next challenge was the trial of kindness. Tiberius led her to a glade where a family of deer was trapped in a net. The net was enchanted, and the more the deer struggled, the tighter it became. Princess Eliza used her gentle touch and cleverness to free the deer and calm them. In gratitude, the lead deer, a majestic stag, gifted her a golden leaf that would grant her strength and protection. With the golden leaf in hand, Princess Eliza continued to the final trial, the trial of wisdom. She arrived at a stone altar with an ancient book and a riddle inscribed upon it. The riddle was, "I have keys but open no locks. I have space but no room. You can enter, but you cannot go outside. What am I?" Princess Eliza pondered the riddle and realized the answer was a piano. She spoke the answer aloud, and the stone altar revealed a hidden passage leading deeper into the forest. The passage led to a dark cavern where the Whispering Tree stood, its once vibrant leaves now wilted and dark. A shadowy figure, the dark sorcerer Mulvadere, was attempting to drain the tree's magic into a dark crystal. Princess Eliza, with the amulet glowing brightly in the golden leaf in hand, confronted Mulvadere. "The magic of the Whispering Tree belongs to the land and its people," she declared. "You have no right to take it." Mulvadere sneered and tried to cast a spell to defend himself, but the amulet's magic protected Princess Eliza. She used the golden leaf to channel the tree's remaining magic and counter Mulvadere's dark forces. A fierce battle of light and shadow ensued, but Princess Eliza's bravery and pure heart proved stronger. In a final, desperate move, Mulvadere tried to escape. But Princess Eliza used the amulet to trap him within a protective barrier. The dark crystal shattered, and the stolen magic flowed back to the Whispering Tree. Its leaves began to glow and shimmer once more, restoring its power and beauty. With the Whispering Tree's magic returned, the enchanted forest flourished once again. The drought in the kingdom ended, and the lands began to heal. Princess Eliza returned to the castle, where she was celebrated as a hero. The people of the kingdom rejoiced, and the Whispering Tree's wisdom and magic continued to bless the land. King Cedric was proud of his daughter's bravery and selflessness. Princess Eliza's adventure became a legendary tale, teaching the kingdom that courage, kindness, and wisdom could overcome even the darkest of challenges. And so, the kingdom thrived, bathed in the light of the Whispering Tree, where the magic of the forest and the bravery of one young princess created a legacy that would be remembered for generations to come. The end. In the heart of a lush and magical forest, there lay a small village known as Starhaven. The villagers were renowned for their nightly tradition of stargazing, believing that the stars were alive and could speak to those who listened closely. They called this practice star whispering, and it was believed to bring guidance and wisdom. In this village lived a curious young girl named Lila. She had always been fascinated by the stars and spent many nights gazing up at the night sky. Lila's grandmother, who was known as the village's best star whisperer, had recently fallen ill, and the village was deeply concerned. Without her grandmother's guidance, the village felt lost, and the star whispers had become faint and unclear. One evening, as her grandmother lay resting, Lila decided to take matters into her own hands. She wanted to find out why the stars had gone silent and hoped to bring back their guiding voices. With determination, she packed a small bag with essentials, a blanket, a journal, and a lantern, and set out into the forest under the light of the full moon. Lila followed a winding path through the trees, guided by the faint glow of the lantern. As she walked, she noticed that the forest seemed quieter than usual, and the stars above were barely visible through the dense canopy of leaves. After hours of walking, she arrived at an ancient stone archway covered in glowing vines. The archway was said to be the entrance to the Celestial Grove, a hidden realm where the stars were said to originate. Taking a deep breath, Lila stepped through the archway and found herself in a breathtaking grove bathed in moonlight. The Celestial Grove was filled with luminescent flowers and trees that sparkled like stars. At the center of the grove stood a grand, ancient tree with silver leaves and a trunk that seemed to hum with a magical energy. As Lila approached the tree, she noticed a shimmering figure standing beside it, a celestial being with radiant wings and a gown made of stardust. The celestial being was known as Astrea, the guardian of the stars. "Welcome, brave Lila," Astrea said with a voice like a gentle breeze. "You have come seeking the voices of the stars." Lila nodded, her heart full of hope. "Yes, I want to help my village. The stars have gone silent, and my grandmother, who was the village's star whisperer, is ill. How can I bring back their guidance?" Astrea's eyes sparkled with understanding. "The stars have grown silent because the balance between their realm and the mortal world has been disrupted. To restore their voices, you must undertake a journey to collect 3 stardust crystals that hold the essence of the stars. Only then can you restore their harmony." Lila listened intently. "Where can I find these crystals?" Astrea pointed to 3 distinct locations in the grove. "The first crystal can be found at the Fountain of Dreams, the second at the Echoing Caves, and the third at the Peak of Light. Each place holds a challenge that you must overcome to obtain the crystal." With a determined spirit, Lila set off on her quest. Her first destination was the Fountain of Dreams, a magical spring filled with sparkling water. To obtain the crystal, Lila had to navigate a series of floating, glowing platforms. Using her agility and quick thinking, she leaped from platform to platform and retrieved the first crystal from the fountain center. Next, Lila journeyed to the Echoing Caves, where the walls shimmered with reflective surfaces. The challenge here was to solve a series of intricate puzzles that required her to use the echoes of her own voice. By listening carefully and solving the puzzles, Lila obtained the second stardust crystal. Finally, Lila made her way to the Peak of Light, a towering mountain that reached high into the sky. The climb was treacherous, but Lila's determination saw her through. At the peak, she faced a radiant guardian who tested her courage and kindness. After passing the guardian's test, Lila received the third and final crystal. With all 3 crystals in hand, Lila returned to the Celestial Grove. Astrea took the crystals and combined their energies, creating a magnificent burst of stardust that filled the grove with a brilliant light. The stars above began to shine brightly once again, and their voices filled the night sky with soothing whispers. "Thank you, brave Lila," Astrea said, her voice filled with gratitude. "You have restored the balance and brought back the guidance of the stars. Your village will now hear their whispers once more." Lila returned to her village, where the stars' guiding voices were clearer and more vibrant than ever. The villagers rejoiced, and Lila's grandmother soon began to recover, her wisdom and strength returning with the stars' guidance. From that day on, Lila continued to listen to the stars and share their wisdom with the village. Starhaven thrived, and the villagers always remembered the brave girl who had restored their starry voices. And so, under the guidance of the stars and the courage of a young heart, the village lived happily ever after. In a tranquil corner of the world, nestled between rolling hills and lush forests, lay the village of Evergreen. This village was known for its serene beauty and its most enchanting feature, the Whispering Glade. The glade was a mystical forest where trees whispered secrets to those who listened closely and where moonlight danced on leaves, creating a shimmering, magical glow. The guardian of this enchanting place was an elderly woman named Elara. Elara had lived in Evergreen all her life and was known for her wisdom and kindness. Her greatest joy was tending to the Whispering Glade, which had been a source of wonder and comfort for the villagers for generations. One evening, as twilight turned the sky into a canvas of pink and gold, a young girl named Lily arrived at Evergreen. Lily was curious and brave, with a heart full of wonder. She had heard tales of the Whispering Glade and its magical secrets and came to see if the stories were true. The glade's secret Elara welcomed Lily warmly and agreed to take her to the Whispering Glade. As they walked through the forest, Elara explained that the glade was special because it held a powerful secret, one that was protected by a hidden enchantment. This secret was a magical crystal known as the Heart of the Glade. The crystal had the power to grant one true wish, but only to someone who proved their worthiness. When they reached the heart of the glade, a small, clear pool surrounded by ancient trees, Elara pointed out the crystal nestled at the pool's center. It glowed softly, casting a serene light across the glade. The challenge of courage. Elara told Lily that to be worthy of making a wish, she must face 3 challenges that tested her courage, kindness, and wisdom. The first challenge was to retrieve a special leaf from the top of the tallest tree in the glade. Lily looked up at the towering tree, its branches reaching high into the sky. With determination, she began to climb. The tree's branches were thick and gnarled, but Lily's courage and perseverance helped her overcome her fears. She reached the top and carefully plucked the shimmering leaf, which glowed with a soft light. The challenge of kindness next, Elara led Lily to a small clearing where a magical creature called a Lumisprite was trapped in a net of sparkling threads. The Lumisprite was crying softly, and its light was dimming. Elara explained that the Lumisprite was the guardian of the second challenge, which tested kindness. Lily approached the Lumisprite gently, speaking soothingly. She carefully freed it from the net, using a delicate touch to avoid hurting it. The Lumisprite's light brightened as it felt Lily's compassion. Grateful, it revealed a hidden path through the glade, leading to the final challenge. The challenge of wisdom. The final challenge was to solve a riddle that would reveal the location of the heart of the glade. At the end of the hidden path, Lily found an ancient stone with inscriptions. The riddle read, "I can be cracked, made, told, and played. What am I?" Lily thought carefully. The answer came to her as she remembered the stories and games she enjoyed. With a confident smile, she answered, "A joke." The stone shifted, revealing a hidden compartment containing the heart of the glade. The true wish. With the heart of the glade in hand, Lily faced her most important decision. Elara had told her that the wish must be selfless, made with the purest of intentions. Lily closed her eyes and thought deeply about what her wish should be. She remembered the stories of how the glade had brought joy and comfort to the villagers of Evergreen. She wished for the Whispering Glade to remain a place of magic and wonder for future generations, so that its beauty and secrets could continue to bring happiness to those who visit it. The heart of the glade glowed brightly, and a soft, musical whisper filled the air, spreading across the forest. The trees swayed gently, and the glade's magic was renewed, stronger and more vibrant than ever. A new guardian. Elara smiled proudly at Lily. The magic of the glade had been restored, and the wish had been fulfilled. Lily's kindness, courage, and wisdom had proven her worthiness. As a reward for her pure heart, Elara offered Lily a special role as the new guardian of the Whispering Glade. Lily accepted with joy, knowing she would help preserve the magic of the glade and share its wonders with others. Lily became a beloved guardian, guiding visitors through the glade and teaching them the values of courage, kindness, and wisdom. The Whispering Glade continued to shine with magical light, a timeless sanctuary where dreams came alive and the whispers of the forest could be heard. And so, in the village of Evergreen, the Whispering Glade remained a beacon of magic and wonder, thanks to the bravery and selflessness of a young girl who embraced the enchantment of the forest and made a wish that would be remembered forever. The end. Once upon a time, in a charming village nestled between rolling hills and dense forests, there stood an ancient willow tree known as the Whispering Willow. The villagers of Havenwood believed that this majestic tree held magical powers, as its leaves rustled with secrets carried on the wind. Every night, the willow's whispers could be heard by those who listened closely, sharing tales of old and secrets of the future. The guardian of this willow was a kind-hearted young woman named Leora. She had grown up in Havenwood, and her parents had always told her stories about the tree's magic. As the village's appointed caretaker, Leora made it her mission to ensure that the willow thrived and its magic remained strong. One summer evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden hue over the land, a mysterious figure arrived at the edge of Havenwood. It was a traveler dressed in robes of shimmering blue, with eyes that seemed to hold the depths of countless stars. His name was Orion, a seeker of ancient magic. Orion approached Leora with a request. "I have heard of the Whispering Willow and its great power. I seek its magic to help my village, which is plagued by endless storms. If the willow can grant a wish, I hope it can save my people." Leora was hesitant. She had always known the willow's magic to be deeply connected to the harmony of Havenwood. To make a wish on its behalf, one had to prove their sincerity and worthiness. Leora agreed to guide Orion, but she warned him that the journey to unlock the willow's magic would not be easy. The first challenge was to understand the true nature of the Whispering Willow. Leora led Orion to the willow's heart, where a clear spring flowed beneath its roots. "The willow speaks through the water," she explained. "To hear its whispers, you must listen with an open heart and pure intentions." Orion knelt by the spring, his eyes closed, and listened intently. The water sang softly, telling tales of the past and the hopes of the future. After some time, Orion spoke, "I hear the whispers of many lives and dreams. My village suffers, and I wish only to bring relief to my people." Satisfied with his sincerity, Leora guided Orion to the second challenge, the trial of the Moonlit Path. This trial required him to traverse a winding path illuminated only by the light of the moon. The path was filled with illusions and trickery designed to lead travelers astray. Orion walked carefully, his every step measured and deliberate. Leora watched as he relied not on the light of the moon, but on his inner compass and the truth of his heart to guide him through the illusions. His determination and patience helped him find the true path, leading him safely to the other side. Finally, Leora brought Orion to the last challenge, the trial of the heart. To pass this trial, Orion had to confront his deepest fears and prove that his wish was driven by selflessness rather than personal gain. In a quiet glade, the air shimmered, and visions of his village's suffering appeared before him, endless storms destroying homes. Families struggling to survive. Orion faced these visions with bravery, understanding that his wish was not for his own glory, but for the well-being of his people. He embraced the challenge, his heart filled with empathy and resolve. After facing the trials, Leora took Orion back to the Whispering Willow. The tree's leaves rustled as if in approval, and a soft, glowing light began to emanate from its branches. The willow's magic had been awakened, and it was time for Orion to make his wish. Orion stepped forward and spoke with great humility. "Great Whispering Willow, I ask for your help to end the storms that plague my village and to bring peace to my people. I seek no reward for myself, only their safety and well-being." The willow's light grew brighter, and a gentle breeze carried the magic of the wish. The storms over Orion's village began to dissipate, replaced by clear skies and gentle rain. The villagers of Orion's homeland were amazed as their homes were restored and their crops began to flourish once more. With his wish granted, Orion returned to Havenwood to thank Leora and the Whispering Willow. He expressed his deepest gratitude and promised to honor the willow's magic by using his newfound prosperity to help others. Leora smiled and nodded. The Whispering Willow's magic is not just about granting wishes, but about inspiring goodness and selflessness. You have proven your worth, and your village is now a testament to the power of hope and kindness. As Orion departed, the Whispering Willow resumed its gentle whispers, sharing the tale of a noble seeker who had shown true courage and compassion. The villagers of Havenwood continued to cherish the willow's magic, and the story of Orion's quest became a cherished legend, passed down through generations as a reminder of the power of selfless wishes and the magic found in the heart of a kind soul. And so, under the watchful branches of the whispering willow, Havenwood flourished in harmony, and the tale of Leora and Orion lived on as a beacon of hope and generosity. In the heart of the tranquil village of Silverwood, nestled between rolling hills and ancient forests, there was a hidden gem known only to the locals, the Whispering Lake. This lake, surrounded by lush trees and wildflowers, was famous for its soft, soothing whispers that told tales of old. The villagers believed that the lake held a great secret, but no one had ever fully discovered what it was. The lake was guarded by an old, wise woman named Elowen. She lived in a small cottage at the edge of the lake and was known for her deep connection with nature. Elowen's life was dedicated to preserving the secrets of the lake and ensuring its magic remained safe. It was said that she possessed a key that could unlock the lake's hidden wonders, but it was kept safe and known only to her. One day, a curious young boy named Finn arrived in Silverwood. Finn was known for his adventurous spirit and love for solving mysteries. He had heard tales of the Whispering Lake and decided to visit, hoping to uncover its secrets. When he arrived, he was captivated by the lake's beauty and the gentle whispers that seemed to speak directly to his heart. Finn met Elowen and, sensing his genuine curiosity and kind nature, she decided to share a part of the lake's magic with him. She told Finn about the 3 ancient tasks that needed to be completed to reveal the lake's deepest secret. "You have a brave heart, Finn," Elowen said. "If you wish to uncover the lake's secret, you must prove your worth by completing these tasks. Each task will test your courage, wisdom, and compassion." Finn eagerly accepted the challenge. Elowen handed him a small, ornate box. "This box contains a piece of the lake's magic. Use it wisely, and it will guide you through the tasks." Task 1, the Echoing Cave. The first task led Finn to the Echoing Cave, a cavern hidden behind a waterfall at the far end of the lake. The cave was known for its mysterious echoes, which could only be heard when the cave was perfectly still. To complete the task, Finn needed to bring harmony back to the cave, which had been disturbed by a spell of discord. Inside the cave, Finn found a series of old musical instruments scattered around. To restore harmony, he had to play a melody that would calm the echoes. Remembering the gentle tunes his grandmother used to play on her flute, Finn took out the flute he carried and began to play a soft, calming melody. The echoes in the cave gradually harmonized with his music, creating a soothing and peaceful resonance. The cave's magic was restored, and Finn felt a warm glow from the box in his hand. Task 2, the Enchanted Garden. The second task brought Finn to the Enchanted Garden, an overgrown and forgotten area filled with wilted plants and faded flowers. The garden had once been a place of beauty, but it had lost its magic over the years. To restore it, Finn needed to rekindle the garden's enchantment by tending to it with care and kindness. Finn discovered a set of magical seeds hidden beneath a large, ancient oak tree. He planted the seeds in the garden soil, carefully watering and nurturing them with a special mixture Elowen had given him. As he worked, he spoke to the plants and flowers, sharing stories of his village and the love he had for nature. Gradually, the garden began to bloom with vibrant colors, and the air was filled with the sweet fragrance of flowers once more. The box's light grew brighter, signaling that the task was complete. Task 3, the Heart of the Lake. The final task took Finn to the center of the Whispering Lake, where he needed to unlock the heart of the lake, a legendary gem said to hold the essence of the lake's magic. Elowen had told him that the gem was hidden in a submerged grotto, protected by a riddle only a true heart could solve. Finn used a small boat to reach the grotto, which was beneath the lake's surface. Inside the grotto, he found an ornate chest and a riddle inscribed on its lid. The riddle read, "I am not seen but always near, I whisper softly in your ear. To find the heart that lies below, trust your heart and let it show." Finn pondered the riddle and thought about his journey. He realized that the answer was not something he could see but something he felt, trust and love. He placed his hand on the chest and spoke from his heart, expressing his gratitude for the beauty and magic he had discovered. the chest's lid slowly opened, revealing the heart of the lake, a glowing gem that pulsed with a gentle, soothing light. With the heart of the lake uncovered, Finn returned to Alolan. She congratulated him on completing the tasks and thanked him for his bravery and kindness. The Whispering Lake's true magic was now revealed. It had the power to bring peace and harmony to all who visited it with a pure heart. Alolan shared the lake's magic with Finn, giving him a small vial of its essence. This will allow you to carry a part of the lake's magic with you, and it will guide you wherever you go. Finn returned to his village with a heart full of wonder and a deep sense of fulfillment. He shared the story of his adventure and the magic of the Whispering Lake with his friends and family, inspiring them to cherish and protect the beauty and magic in their own lives. And so, the tale of Finn and the Whispering Lake became a cherished story in Silverwood, a reminder that true magic lies in the courage, wisdom, and compassion found within each of us. The lake continued to whisper its tales to those who visited with open hearts, forever guarding its secrets and spreading its enchantment throughout the land. Once upon a time, in a mystical land far beyond the realm of ordinary maps, there was a kingdom known as Everglow. This kingdom was famous for its beauty and serenity, with lush forests, sparkling rivers, and meadows that seemed to be eternally bathed in twilight. The heart of Everglow was a majestic tree called the Twilight Tree, whose branches glowed with a soft, ethereal light as day turned to night. The Twilight Tree was said to possess ancient magic, but its secrets remained hidden to all but the wisest of sages. In the village of Lumine, near the base of the Twilight Tree, lived a curious and kind-hearted girl named Lyra. Lyra had always been fascinated by the tree and its glowing branches. Her grandmother had told her tales of its magic and the promise it held, but the true secret of the Twilight Tree remained a mystery. One evening, as twilight began to envelop the land, Lyra noticed that the light from the Twilight Tree seemed dimmer than usual. Concerned, she decided to investigate. She gathered a small satchel of supplies, including her grandmother's old lantern and a map of the kingdom, and set off towards the Twilight Tree. As she approached, the sky darkened, and the soft glow of the tree grew fainter. The once vibrant colors of the tree's leaves were now muted. Lyra felt a pang of worry but pressed on. As she reached the base of the Twilight Tree, she saw a figure sitting in the shadows, an old man with a long, silver beard and a robe that sparkled like stardust. "Welcome, Lyra," the old man said with a voice as gentle as the night breeze. "I am Aemon, the guardian of the Twilight Tree. You have come at a time of great need." Lyra was startled but quickly composed herself. "What's happened to the Twilight Tree? Why is its light fading?" Aemon sighed. "The Twilight Tree's magic is linked to the balance of our world. Its light fades because the heart of the tree, an ancient crystal hidden deep within its roots, has been stolen. Without it, the tree's power is waning. And our kingdom is in danger." Lyra's heart sank. "How can we restore the crystal and save the tree?" "The crystal is hidden in the Caves of Echoes, a place shrouded in mystery and guarded by trials," Aemon explained. "To retrieve it, you must face 3 challenges that test your courage, wisdom, and heart. Only then can you return the crystal and restore the Twilight Tree's magic." Determined to save the kingdom, Lyra agreed to undertake the quest. Aemon handed her a shimmering compass that would guide her through the trials and advised her to trust her instincts. The first trial led Lyra to the edge of the Whispering Mist, a foggy expanse that seemed to shift and change. The compass directed her to a hidden path, but the mists whispered doubts and fears. Lyra focused on her inner strength and recalled her grandmother's teachings about bravery. By following her heart and trusting the compass, she navigated through the mist and reached the entrance to the Caves of Echoes. Inside the caves, the second trial awaited, a vast chasm with a bridge of shimmering light. The bridge was fragile and would only support those who could prove their wisdom. A voice echoed from the darkness, presenting Lyra with a riddle. "What can fill a room but takes up no space, and can be given away but never taken?" Lyra thought carefully and answered, "Light." The bridge solidified, allowing her to cross safely. At the end of the bridge, Lyra encountered the final trial, the guardian of the crystal, a majestic phoenix with fiery feathers. The phoenix challenged Lyra to demonstrate her heart's true intentions. Lyra spoke of her love for her village, her desire to restore the Twilight Tree's light, and her hope for a brighter future for all. Moved by Lyra's sincerity, the Phoenix allowed her to retrieve the ancient crystal. Lyra carefully placed the crystal in a protective pouch and made her way back to the Twilight Tree. Upon returning, Eamon helped her place the crystal back into its rightful place within the tree's roots. The Twilight Tree began to glow with renewed brilliance, its light spreading across the kingdom. The fading colors were restored, and the kingdom of Everglow was once again bathed in its magical twilight. The villagers of Lumine celebrated Lyra's bravery and her role in saving their home. The Twilight Tree's light now shone brighter than ever, and the kingdom prospered under its gentle glow. Lyra returned to her home, knowing that she had fulfilled a great purpose. The Twilight Tree stood as a symbol of hope and balance, its magic forever intertwined with the courage and kindness of a young girl who dared to embark on a quest to save her world. And so, in the kingdom of Everglow, where the twilight was eternal and the magic of the Twilight Tree thrived, Lyra and her people lived happily ever after, guided by the enduring light of their beloved tree. Once upon a time, in a quaint village nestled between a shimmering lake and an ancient forest, there was a mysterious place known as the Whispering Grove. The villagers often spoke of it with a mix of awe and caution. It was said that the grove was enchanted, and that its trees could speak in hushed whispers that carried secrets and wisdom from ages past. In the village lived a young girl named Lyra, who had always been captivated by stories of the Whispering Grove. Her grandmother, a wise and gentle woman, often told her tales of the grove's magical properties and the wonders hidden within. Lyra's curiosity grew with each story, and she longed to discover the secrets for herself. One bright summer morning, with the sun casting golden rays over the landscape, Lyra decided it was time to venture into the grove. She packed a small satchel with bread, cheese, and a flask of water, and set off towards the forest, her heart fluttering with excitement. As she entered the grove, the trees seemed to sway gently, as if welcoming her. The air was filled with the sweet scent of blooming flowers and the soft hum of nature. Lyra walked along a winding path, guided by the whispers that seemed to guide her steps. Suddenly, the path led her to a clearing where a grand, ancient tree stood. Its trunk was wide and gnarled, and its branches reached out like protective arms. At the base of the tree was a large, intricately carved wooden door. Lyra approached the door, feeling a mixture of wonder and trepidation. The door was slightly ajar, and Lyra could hear a soft, melodious voice from within. She gently pushed the door open and stepped inside. The interior was illuminated by a soft, golden light, and she found herself in a circular room lined with shelves of glowing, crystal orbs. In the center of the room was a small table with a single, ornate book resting upon it. Lyra approached the book and saw that it was bound in silver and embossed with a symbol of a tree intertwined with stars. She carefully opened it, and the pages seemed to shimmer with a magical light. As she turned the pages, Lyra found that they were filled with beautiful illustrations and stories of ancient times. Each story was about people who had come to the Whispering Grove seeking wisdom and guidance. Lyra read about a hero who had saved his village from a terrible drought and a wise queen who had used the grove's knowledge to bring peace to her kingdom. But as Lyra continued to read, she came across a story that stood out. It was about a hidden treasure that could only be found by someone with a pure heart and noble intentions. The treasure was said to be hidden deep within the grove and was protected by a magical riddle. Lyra's heart raced with excitement. She felt a deep connection to the story and knew that this was the reason she had come to the Whispering Grove. She decided to seek out the treasure, guided by the clues in the book. Following the instructions, Lyra ventured deeper into the grove. The whispers of the trees seemed to grow louder, guiding her steps. She came to a small, babbling brook that sparkled with a silvery light. On the other side of the brook was a stone archway covered in vines. Lyra crossed the brook and stepped through the archway. She found herself in a hidden glen filled with glowing flowers and a crystal-clear pond. At the center of the pond was a small island with a pedestal. On the pedestal rested a delicate, golden chest. With a sense of reverence, Lyra approached the chest. It was adorned with intricate designs of stars and trees, just like the book. The chest had a lock shaped like a star, and Lyra realized that she needed to solve the magical riddle to open it. The riddle was written in elegant script on the chest: I am not alive, but I grow. I don't have lungs, but I need air. I don't have a mouth, but water kills me. What am I? Lyra thought hard, recalling the stories from the book and the whispers of the grove. Finally, she had an epiphany and whispered, fire. The chest clicked open, revealing a shimmering golden light. Inside, Lyra found a beautiful, crystal pendant in the shape of a tree. The pendant glowed with a warm, soothing light. As Lyra held the pendant, she felt a surge of peace and joy. She knew that the true treasure was not the pendant itself, but the wisdom and courage she had gained on her journey. She thanked the Whispering Grove and the magical beings who had guided her. Lyra returned to the village with the pendant, which she chose to keep as a symbol of her adventure. The village thrived with newfound hope and prosperity, and the stories of Lyra's bravery became a cherished part of their lore. And so, the Whispering Grove remained a place of wonder and wisdom, its secrets revealed only to those with a pure heart and a noble spirit. Lyra's story was a reminder that the greatest treasures are often found through the journey of discovery and the kindness we share with others. In the heart of a sprawling, emerald forest lay a hidden meadow known only to a few. This meadow was said to be enchanted, its beauty unmatched, with flowers that sang and streams that sparkled like liquid diamonds. The legend spoke of a magical flower at the center of this meadow, called the Luminous Blossom, which had the power to grant one wish to anyone with a pure heart. One spring morning, a young boy named Finn, who lived in a nearby village, overheard a conversation between two wandering merchants about this very flower. Finn was known for his kind heart and adventurous spirit. His village had been suffering from a long drought, and Finn dreamed of finding the luminous blossom to restore life to his village's parched fields. Determined to help his family and friends, Finn decided to embark on a journey to find the enchanted meadow and the magical flower. Armed with a small satchel, a map he had drawn from the merchant's descriptions, and his unwavering courage, Finn set off into the forest. The journey through the forest was challenging. Tall trees loomed overhead, and the path seemed to shift with every step. But Finn's determination never wavered. As he ventured deeper, he came upon a babbling brook with water as clear as crystal. A wise old turtle with a shell covered in moss was resting by the water's edge. "Greetings, young traveler," the turtle said in a slow, deliberate voice. "I know you seek the enchanted meadow. To find it, you must pass 3 tests: the test of courage, the test of wisdom, and the test of compassion." Finn nodded, ready for the challenges ahead. Test of courage. The turtle led Finn to a dark cave with an eerie glow emanating from within. The entrance was guarded by a fierce-looking dragon made of shadows. The dragon roared as Finn approached. To pass this test, the dragon rumbled, "You must face your fears and prove your bravery." Finn took a deep breath and stepped forward. The dragon's shadowy form seemed to grow larger and more menacing, but Finn remembered his village's plight and focused on his goal. With a burst of courage, he approached the dragon and, to his surprise, found that the shadows parted before him. The dragon's roar faded, revealing a hidden passageway. The turtle, watching from afar, congratulated Finn on his bravery and guided him to the next test. Test of wisdom. The second test brought Finn to a glistening meadow where a giant, ancient tree stood with its branches stretching towards the sky. Beneath the tree was a grand door carved with intricate symbols. An owl perched nearby, holding a scroll in its talons. To pass this test, the owl said, "You must solve this riddle. I have cities but no houses, forests but no trees, and rivers but no water. What am I?" Finn thought hard, considering the riddle. He recalled stories and maps he had read. "A map," he answered confidently. The owl nodded, and the grand door creaked open to reveal a hidden path leading deeper into the forest. Test of compassion. The final test took Finn to a clearing where a small, injured deer lay on the ground. The deer's eyes were filled with pain, and it looked at Finn with pleading eyes. Beside the deer was a basket of herbs and bandages. To pass this test, a soft voice said, "You must help this creature and show compassion." Finn carefully approached the deer and used the herbs and bandages to tend to its wounds. As he worked, the deer's pain seemed to ease, and it nuzzled Finn gratefully. Once the deer was cared for, it stood up, its strength restored. The soft voice spoke again, thanking Finn for his kindness. With the final test complete, the turtle led Finn to the enchanted meadow. The sight was more breathtaking than he had ever imagined. The meadow was alive with vibrant colors, and at its center stood the luminous blossom, glowing with a soft, golden light. Finn approached the flower and made his wish for his village. He wished for rain to end the drought and restore the land's fertility. As he spoke his wish, the luminous blossom's light grew brighter, and a gentle rain began to fall over the meadow. The rain carried through the forest, reaching Finn's village and soaking the dry, cracked earth. Returning to his village, Finn was greeted with cheers and tears of joy. The fields soon flourished with lush, green crops, and the villagers celebrated their newfound prosperity. Finn was hailed as a hero, not just for finding the luminous blossom, but for his bravery, wisdom, and compassion. The enchanted meadow remained a hidden treasure, known only to those with pure hearts and a selfless spirit. Finn's tale became a legend, reminding all who heard it that true magic lies in the courage to face one's fears, the wisdom to solve life's puzzles, and the compassion to help those in need. And so, in the heart of the forest and the spirit of the village, the magic of the luminous blossom lived on, a beacon of hope and a testament to the power of a kind and determined heart. In the gentle rain that fell upon the village, the people learned that the most powerful magic of all comes from within and that the greatest adventures often start with a simple act of kindness. Once upon a time, in a land where mountains kissed the sky and forests whispered secrets, there was a village nestled between rolling hills and shimmering lakes. This village was known for its vibrant, colorful flowers and the enchanting melodies that drifted from its heart, a magical glen where the forest spirits played their tunes. In this village lived a kind-hearted girl named Elara. Elara had a gift for music. Her voice was as pure as a mountain stream, and she played the flute with such grace that the birds would pause their songs to listen. But there was one thing that troubled her heart. Every year, as the sun set on the longest day, the village would hold a grand festival to celebrate the harvest, and it was said that the most beautiful melody of the night would bring fortune to the village for the coming year. Elara wanted more than anything to be the one to play the winning melody, but every year she faltered, her music not quite reaching the magical heights she dreamed of. This year, however, she was determined to make a difference. She sought out the village elder, an old woman named Yara, who was known for her wisdom and connection with the magical forest. Yara listened to Elara's heartfelt plea. After a moment's thought, she handed Elara a small, intricately carved wooden box. This belonged to the forest spirits, Yara said. It is said that whoever possesses it will find the melody they seek. But remember, the magic of the box will only reveal itself to those who truly believe in their heart. With a mixture of hope and apprehension, Elara took the box and went home. That night, she sat by the window, under the gentle glow of the moonlight, and played her flute. She played every tune she knew, but the magic she hoped for still eluded her. Frustrated and weary, she finally opened the wooden box. Inside, there was only a small, simple note that read, "The melody lies within." Confused but undeterred, Elara closed the box and went to sleep. The next morning, she decided to visit the magical glen in the heart of the forest, hoping that perhaps the spirits might offer her guidance. As Elara entered the glen, she was greeted by a dazzling sight. The trees sparkled with golden light, and the air was filled with the soft laughter of the forest spirits. She played her flute for them, pouring all her emotion into the music. But even though she played with all her heart, the melody still didn't feel right. Just then, a soft, shimmering figure appeared before her. It was a spirit unlike the others, more radiant and serene. "I am Lyra, the spirit of the enchanted melody," the spirit said gently. "I have been waiting for you. The melody you seek is not just a song but a reflection of your true self." Elara was puzzled. "But how can I find that melody?" Lyra smiled and pointed to a nearby stream. "Listen to the water, the wind, and the rustling leaves. The true melody is not something you play, but something you become. Elara approached the stream and closed her eyes. She listened to the gentle flow of the water, the whisper of the breeze, and the murmur of the leaves. Gradually, she began to feel a deep connection with the natural world around her. Her heartbeat synchronized with the rhythm of the stream, and a sense of peace washed over her. With renewed clarity, Elara returned to the village, clutching her flute with a newfound sense of purpose. That evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the festival began, she took her place among the performers. She started to play, and this time, the music that flowed from her flute was not just a tune, it was a reflection of the harmony she felt within herself and with the world around her. The villagers were entranced. The melody was unlike anything they had ever heard before. It seemed to capture the essence of the night sky, the joy of the harvest, and the magic of the forest. As Elara finished her performance, the entire village erupted in applause. The air seemed to sparkle with an ethereal light, and a gentle breeze carried the melody across the land. The following year, the village prospered more than ever before. Crops were bountiful, the flowers bloomed in vibrant colors, and the village's joy was palpable. Elara's melody had indeed brought the fortune they had hoped for, but more importantly, it had brought a deep sense of unity and harmony to the village. Elara had learned that the true magic lay not in seeking an external source but in finding and embracing her own inner truth. And so, the girl with the enchanted melody continued to play, her music now a cherished gift that reminded everyone of the beauty and magic that exists within us all. And so, in a land where the melodies of the forest met the hearts of its people, Elara lived happily ever after, sharing her music and the magic of the enchanted melody with all who would listen. In the heart of a lush forest stood a towering oak tree known as the Whispering Tree. Legends spoke of its ancient magic and the secrets it held. Villagers from the nearby town of Greenhaven often told tales of the tree's ability to grant wishes, but only to those who were truly deserving. One bright spring morning, a young girl named Elara woke up to find her beloved pet rabbit, Clover, missing. Clover was not just a pet but her best friend, and Elara was devastated. She searched high and low around Greenhaven but found no sign of Clover. Remembering the stories of the Whispering Tree, she decided to seek its help. Elara packed a small bag with essentials, a sandwich, a bottle of water, and a cozy blanket. As she ventured into the forest, the birds chirped a cheerful melody, and the sunbeams filtered through the canopy, creating patterns on the forest floor. The forest seemed alive with magic, and Elara felt a sense of hope as she moved deeper. After a while, she reached the Whispering Tree. Its massive trunk was adorned with intricate carvings, and its branches seemed to sway rhythmically, even though there was no breeze. Elara approached the tree and placed her hand on its rough bark. "Whispering Tree," she said softly, "I am Elara from Greenhaven. My rabbit Clover is missing, and I need your help to find him." The tree responded with a gentle rustling of its leaves, and a soft, melodious voice emerged from within. "To find what you seek, you must complete 3 challenges. Only then will the path to your beloved Clover be revealed." Elara nodded, determined to face whatever trials lay ahead. The tree's voice continued, "The first challenge is the Trial of Echoes." Trial of Echoes. The Whispering Tree pointed with a branch towards a grove where echoes of every sound seemed to bounce around. Elara entered the grove, where the echoes created confusing paths and illusions. To pass this trial, she needed to find her way to the center of the grove where a silver bell hung from a branch. Elara closed her eyes and focused on the echoes. She listened to the rhythm of the sounds, which began to form a pattern. Following the pattern, she navigated through the grove and reached the bell. She rang it gently, and the echoes began to harmonize, guiding her back to the Whispering Tree. "Well done," the tree's voice said. "Now for the Trial of Shadows." Trial of Shadows. Elara was led to a dark cavern where shadows danced and shifted unpredictably. Inside, a large shadowy figure loomed, its form ever-changing. To succeed, she needed to find and light 3 enchanted lanterns hidden in the cavern. Elara noticed that the shadowy figure moved according to the shadows cast by the lanterns. By carefully following the movement of the shadows and lighting the lanterns in the correct order, she dispelled the darkness and revealed the path forward. The cavern brightened, and the shadowy figure disappeared. "You have shown great perseverance," the tree's voice said. "Now, the final trial, the trial of compassion." Trial of compassion. The whispering tree led Alara to a meadow where a small, injured deer lay. The deer's leg was caught in a hunter's trap, and it looked up at Alara with sad eyes. To complete this trial, Alara had to free the deer and tend to its wounds. Alara approached the deer carefully, speaking softly to soothe it. With gentle hands, she opened the trap and freed the deer. Using her blanket and some herbs she had gathered along the way, she treated its wounds. The deer nuzzled her gratefully, and its eyes sparkled with appreciation. As the final trial was complete, the whispering tree's branches shook with joy, and the ground around Alara began to glow softly. A hidden path appeared, leading to a small clearing. In the center of the clearing was a cozy burrow, and there, nestled inside, was Clover. Alara rushed to Clover, hugging him tightly. The rabbit looked up at her with bright, happy eyes, as if to say, "Thank you for finding me." The whispering tree's voice once again filled the air. "You have proven yourself to be kind, brave, and wise. The magic of the whispering tree is now yours to carry. Remember, it is not just in grand deeds but in the small acts of kindness that true magic is found." Alara thanked the whispering tree and made her way back to Greenhaven with Clover. The villagers were amazed by her adventure and celebrated her return. The tale of Alara's journey and the trials of the whispering tree became a cherished story in the town, a reminder of the magic that dwells within acts of bravery, wisdom, and compassion. Alara continued to live her life in Greenhaven, always carrying the lessons she learned from the whispering tree. She never forgot the magical forest that had guided her and the whispers of the tree that had helped her find her dear Clover. And so, the whispering tree stood tall in the heart of the forest, waiting for the next worthy soul to seek its guidance and learn the true magic of kindness and courage. The end. Once upon a time, in a peaceful village called Evergreen, nestled among emerald hills and shimmering lakes, there was a magical garden known as the Starflower Grove. This garden was famous for its incredible blooms that only opened on the night of the full moon, revealing flowers that sparkled like the stars in the sky. Legend had it that the Starflower Grove was enchanted by a mystical guardian named Lumina, who had the power to make dreams come true. Each year, on the night of the harvest moon, Lumina would reveal a single, extraordinary starflower with a glowing heart at its center. It was said that whoever found this flower would be granted one true wish. In Evergreen lived a young girl named Iris. Iris was known for her kindness and her love for the natural world. She had grown up listening to tales of the Starflower Grove and dreamed of one day witnessing its magic for herself. This year, she decided, would be the time she would finally find the Starflower and make a wish for her ailing grandmother. As the harvest moon approached, the village buzzed with excitement. The festival to celebrate the blooming of the starflowers was a grand event, and everyone eagerly awaited the magical night. Iris, however, had a special plan. She wanted to find the legendary starflower before anyone else to ensure she could make her wish for her grandmother's recovery. On the night of the harvest moon, Iris set out for the Starflower Grove with a lantern and a heart full of hope. The sky was clear, and the moonlight bathed the grove in a silver glow. The garden was alive with sparkling flowers in every hue, their petals shimmering as if dusted with stardust. As Iris wandered through the grove, she noticed that the flowers seemed to whisper and twirl as she passed. She followed the soft, glowing path deeper into the garden, guided by an inner sense of direction. The further she went, the more the flowers seemed to sing in harmony, creating a melody that guided her steps. Suddenly, Iris heard a voice, a soft, melodious voice that seemed to come from the very heart of the garden. "Welcome, brave seeker. You have come to find the Starflower. I am Lumina, the guardian of this enchanted place." Iris looked around and saw a figure emerging from behind a shimmering waterfall. Lumina was a graceful being with flowing silver hair and eyes that sparkled like the night sky. "I have come to find the Starflower and make a wish for my grandmother," Iris said with earnest hope. Lumina smiled gently. The starflower is not easily found. It requires not just a search, but a pure heart and a selfless wish. To find it, you must solve 3 riddles that test your understanding of love, courage, and kindness. Iris nodded, determined. Lumina began with the first riddle. In the heart of darkness, a light does shine, a beacon of hope, both tender and kind. What am I? Iris thought for a moment and then replied, a star. Lumina's eyes twinkled with approval. Correct. Here is your next riddle, without a voice. I speak to the soul, a gentle touch that makes one whole. What am I? Iris pondered and then answered, a hug. Lumina nodded and presented the final riddle. From a heart that gives without asking in return, a fire of warmth and love will always burn. What am I? Iris's heart guided her to the answer. Compassion, she said. Lumina's smile widened, and she clapped her hands softly. You have answered wisely and with a heart full of love. The starflower awaits you. With a wave of her hand, Lumina revealed a hidden path that led to the center of the grove. There, in a clearing bathed in moonlight, stood the most magnificent flower Iris had ever seen. It was the starflower, its petals radiant and its heart glowing warmly. Iris approached the flower and gently touched its glowing center. She closed her eyes and made her wish, hoping with all her heart that her grandmother would recover. As Iris finished her wish, the starflower's light enveloped her in a soft, warm glow. The next morning, when Iris returned to her grandmother's side, she was overjoyed to find that her grandmother was feeling much better. Her health was restored, and her spirit was brighter than ever. News of Iris's wish and the magical starflower spread throughout the village, and everyone celebrated the wonder of the starflower grove and the kindness of Iris. From that day on, the villagers of Evergreen continued to cherish and care for the magical garden, knowing that its true magic came from the love and selflessness of those who sought its gifts. And as for Iris, she learned that the greatest magic of all is found in the purest wishes of the heart and the joy of sharing that magic with those we love. Once upon a time, in the vibrant land of Starwood, where the skies glittered with countless stars and the forests were alive with enchantment, there lived a clever young fox named Finn. Starwood was known for its magical beauty, with rivers that sparkled like silver and trees that sang gentle lullabies to the moon. At the heart of this enchanted land was the celestial oak, a magnificent tree that held the power of the stars and was revered by all the creatures of Starwood. Every night, the celestial oak would glow softly, its branches reaching out to touch the starlit sky, and it was said that its light came from the star of Lumina, a brilliant star that had been entrusted to it by the ancient sky spirits. This star kept the land in harmony and filled it with wonder. One fateful night, a shadowy figure named Seraphina, a rogue sorceress with a thirst for power, stole the star of Lumina from the celestial oak. Without its light, the land of Starwood began to lose its magic. The rivers lost their sparkle. The trees fell silent, and the once brilliant night sky became dull and gray. The creatures of Starwood were deeply troubled. They gathered at the celestial oak to seek a solution. Among them was Finn, who was known for his quick wit and bravery. Despite his small size, Finn had a heart full of courage. Seeing the despair of his fellow creatures, he decided to take on the task of recovering the stolen star. The wise old owl, Elder Barnaby, approached Finn and said, "Young Finn, the journey to reclaim the star of Lumina will be fraught with danger. You must travel to the Forbidden Mountain where Seraphina has hidden the star. To succeed, you will need to overcome 3 great challenges: the Labyrinth of Echoes, the River of Shadows, and the Tower of Illusions." With a determined nod, Finn set off on his journey. His first challenge was the Labyrinth of Echoes, a maze of twisting paths and mirror-like walls. The labyrinth was designed to confuse and disorient travelers with endless echoes and false paths. Finn used his sharp senses and memory to navigate through the maze. He noticed that the echoes of his footsteps revealed clues about the correct path. By listening carefully and following the sounds, he made his way to the exit. Beyond the labyrinth, Finn arrived at the River of Shadows. The river was filled with dark, swirling waters and was guarded by shadowy figures that whispered fears and doubts into the minds of those who approached. Finn felt a chill, but he remembered the courage he had mustered before. He summoned his inner strength and used a magical leaf he had found in the labyrinth to part the shadows and reveal a hidden bridge. Crossing the bridge, Finn continued his journey with renewed hope. The final challenge was the Tower of Illusions, a tall, eerie structure that seemed to reach up to the clouds. The tower was filled with illusions that played tricks on the eyes and mind, making it difficult to discern reality from deception. Inside, Finn encountered illusions of his greatest fears and doubts. But he focused on his mission and relied on his bravery. He climbed the tower, facing each illusion with a clear mind and heart. At the top of the tower, Finn found Seraphina in a dark chamber, holding the Star of Lumina in her hands. The sorceress was surrounded by dark magic, and the air crackled with her power. Finn knew he had to act quickly. He used his agility and cunning to dodge Seraphina's spells and, with a burst of bravery, snatched the star from her grasp. Seraphina, taken by surprise, tried to use her magic to stop Finn, but the stolen star's power was too strong. The star's light grew brighter, overpowering the dark magic surrounding the sorceress. The chamber was illuminated with a brilliant, warm light, and Seraphina was forced to retreat, vanishing into the shadows. With the Star of Lumina in his possession, Finn hurried back to Starwood. As he approached the celestial oak, the star's light began to restore the land's magic. The river sparkled once more, the trees sang their lullabies. And the night sky regained its brilliance. The creatures of Starwood rejoiced at Finn's return, and the celestial oak glowed with renewed radiance. Elder Barnaby and the other creatures celebrated Finn's bravery and quick thinking. The Star of Lumina was returned to its rightful place, and the land of Starwood was once again a place of wonder and enchantment. Finn was honored with a grand celebration, and his story of bravery was told throughout the land. He was known not only as a clever fox but also as a hero who saved the magic of Starwood. The young fox continued to explore and enjoy the wonders of his home, knowing that even the smallest of creatures could make a big difference. And so, in the heart of Starwood, where magic and wonder thrived, Finn lived happily ever after, his courage and heart shining as brightly as the Star of Lumina. The end. Once upon a time, in a land where rolling meadows met enchanted forests, there was a magical place called Moonlight Meadow. This meadow was known far and wide for its spectacular beauty, but also for a secret that had been kept hidden for generations. At night, when the moon was full, the meadow would glow with a silver light, and magical creatures would come to dance and sing under the stars. In a nearby village lived a curious and kind-hearted girl named Elara. Elara was known for her adventurous spirit and her love for the stories her grandmother told her about Moonlight Meadow. Her greatest dream was to see the meadow's magic for herself. One evening, as the full moon began to rise, Elara decided to venture into Moonlight Meadow. She packed a small bag with essentials, a lantern, a warm cloak, and a notebook, and set off toward the meadow. Her parents had always warned her to be cautious, but Elara's determination was unwavering. As she approached the edge of the meadow, she noticed something unusual. A shimmering path of moonlight stretched out before her, leading into the heart of the meadow. With a deep breath and a hopeful heart, Elara followed the path. The meadow was even more beautiful than she had imagined. The flowers glowed with soft, silver hues, and the air was filled with the sweet scent of night-blooming plants. Elara wandered through the meadow, mesmerized by its magic. Suddenly, she heard a gentle voice calling out to her. "Welcome, traveler," said a graceful figure emerging from the shadows. It was a fairy with wings that sparkled like stardust. "I am Lyra, guardian of the Moonlight Meadow. Few have come here, and even fewer have entered the heart of the meadow." Elara introduced herself and explained her wish to experience the magic of the meadow. Lyra smiled and said, "To truly experience the magic, you must first prove your worth. There are 3 trials you must face. Only then will the heart of the meadow reveal itself to you." Elara agreed, eager to prove herself. The first trial was the trial of courage. Lyra led Elara to a grove where the shadows seemed to come alive. The grove was filled with illusions and tricks designed to scare anyone who entered. But Elara, determined and brave, faced her fears and navigated through the grove with calm and resolve. Having passed the first trial, Elara moved on to the trial of wisdom. She arrived at a clearing where an ancient stone stood, engraved with a riddle: "I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with the wind. What am I?" Elara thought deeply and recalled her grandmother's stories. She remembered how the wind carried whispers and secrets. With a confident smile, she answered, "An echo." The stone glowed warmly, signaling that she had passed the second trial. For the final trial, Lyra led Elara to a beautiful but desolate part of the meadow. It was a place where the flowers had wilted, and the magic seemed to have faded. Lyra explained, "The trial of kindness requires you to restore the magic of this part of the meadow. Use your heart to heal what is broken." Elara knelt and gently tended to the wilted flowers, speaking softly to them and pouring water from her pouch. As she worked, she sang a song of hope and renewal. Gradually, the flowers began to bloom again, and the area regained its magical glow. With the final trial complete, Lyra led Elara to the heart of the meadow. There, in the center, stood a magnificent tree with silver leaves and a glowing trunk. The tree's branches seemed to reach out in welcome. "You have proven yourself," Lyra said. "The magic of the Moonlight Meadow is now yours to experience." Elara stood in awe as the tree's magic enveloped her. She felt a deep connection to the meadow and a sense of peace and wonder. The creatures of the meadow gathered to celebrate, and Elara joined them in a joyous dance under the moonlit sky. As the night drew to a close, Lyra gave Elara a special gift, a small, enchanted pendant shaped like a crescent moon. "This pendant will allow you to return to the meadow whenever you wish," Lyra explained. With a heart full of gratitude and joy, Elara made her way back to her village. She returned home with stories of the magical meadow and the trials she had faced. Her parents were amazed and proud of her bravery and kindness. From that day on, Elara often visited Moonlight Meadow, each time bringing with her a little piece of the magic she had discovered. The village thrived with the enchantment of the meadow, and Elara's adventures became legendary tales told to inspire future generations. And so, Moonlight Meadow continued to shine with its silver glow, a place where dreams and magic intertwined, and where the heart's deepest wishes could come true. The end. Once upon a time, in a far-off land nestled between towering mountains and shimmering lakes, there was a forgotten kingdom known as Eloria. This kingdom was renowned for its breathtaking beauty and magical wonders, but it had mysteriously vanished from the maps and memories of the world. Only the ancient tales whispered of its existence. In a quaint village at the edge of the mountains lived a young boy named Finn. Finn was known for his adventurous spirit and curious nature. He spent his days exploring the woods and dreaming of discovering hidden places. One day, while playing near a mysterious old oak tree, Finn stumbled upon an ancient, ornate key buried in the soil. The key was adorned with intricate symbols and glowed faintly in the sunlight. Finn's grandmother, who was a keeper of old stories, recognized the key immediately. "This is the key of Eloria," she said with awe. "Legend says that this key can unlock the gateway to the Lost Kingdom. But beware, for the journey to Eloria is filled with challenges and trials." Excited by the possibility of discovering the Lost Kingdom, Finn decided to embark on a quest to find Eloria. He packed a small bag with essentials, a map, a compass, a lantern, and a few provisions, and set off toward the mountains. The journey was arduous. Finn climbed steep paths, crossed babbling brooks, and navigated through thick forests. Along the way, he encountered various magical creatures, a wise old owl, a mischievous fox, and a gentle deer, each offering him cryptic clues and guidance. After days of travel, Finn reached a hidden cave at the base of the mountains. The cave's entrance was marked by ancient runes that matched the symbols on the key. With a deep breath, Finn inserted the key into a lock embedded in the cave's wall. The key turned with a soft click, and a hidden door slowly creaked open, revealing a passageway bathed in a soft, golden light. As Finn entered the passageway, he felt a sense of wonder and excitement. The path led him through a series of chambers, each filled with puzzles and challenges. The first chamber was a vast hall with shimmering walls and a floating bridge. At the other end of the bridge was a pedestal with an ancient riddle inscribed on it: "I have cities but no houses, forests but no trees, and rivers but no water. What am I?" Finn thought carefully and realized the answer was map. He spoke the answer aloud, and the bridge stabilized, allowing him to cross safely. In the second chamber, Finn encountered a labyrinth of mirrors. The mirrors created countless reflections and illusions, making it difficult to find the right path. Remembering the advice of the creatures he had met, Finn focused on his inner compass and followed the guidance of his heart, finding the true path through the maze. The final chamber was a serene garden with a beautiful, but sorrowful, unicorn standing by a crystal-clear pond. The unicorn explained that the garden had lost its magic and could not restore Eloria's beauty without a special flower known as the Lumina Blossom. "The Lumina Blossom grows deep within the enchanted forest," the unicorn said. "It is guarded by a fearsome creature and can only be obtained by someone with a pure heart and unwavering courage." Determined to help the unicorn and complete his quest, Finn ventured into the enchanted forest. The forest was dark and mysterious, filled with winding paths and whispering trees. After a challenging journey, he found the Lumina Blossom guarded by a majestic dragon. The dragon, though fearsome, was not evil. It tested Finn's courage and heart by presenting him with various trials: bravery, wisdom, and kindness. Finn faced each trial with determination and compassion, proving his worthiness. Moved by Finn's bravery and kindness, the dragon allowed him to take the Lumina Blossom. Finn carefully made his way back to the garden and presented the flower to the unicorn. The unicorn used the flower's magic to restore the garden's beauty and revive the enchantment of Eloria. As the garden bloomed with vibrant colors and magic, the hidden kingdom of Eloria began to reappear. The kingdom was more magnificent than Finn had ever imagined. With sparkling towers, lush gardens, and a shimmering lake. The people of Eloria welcomed Finn with open arms, celebrating his bravery and kindness. Finn's adventure became a legend in the village, inspiring others to believe in the magic of courage and the power of a pure heart. The enchanted kingdom of Eloria, once lost, was now found and remembered, thanks to the heroic journey of a young boy who dared to dream. And so, Finn's story lived on, a reminder that even the greatest of adventures begin with a single step and a heart full of courage. The end.